Hello everyone, Victor Tanzig here, and welcome to the Reddit Railway. Today's destination is r/TrueOffMyChest, so all aboard! I'm a new mum to a baby boy. He is my pride and joy. Though it's been a roller coaster adjusting to childcare, the past few months have been great. Tiring, but great. I've been with my boyfriend, Mason, for 3 years. He's the first person I've ever loved. I thought we were doing great as new parents and partners, but on Friday, he came home and asked me for a paternity test. It was completely out of the blue. He and I are different races, but apart from skin tone, our baby is literally a mirror image of him. I was stunned by this. When I asked why, he said he wanted to be sure he was the father. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The man I loved didn't trust me. He actually believed I would cheat on him and try to pass off another man's baby as his. I have never given him any reason to think I would do that. We've never had any issues with cheating or sketchy situations. We also haven't broken up or taken any breaks. I have tried to be transparent and communicate, but it wasn't enough. He told me he would give me time to think about it. He said he wouldn't do the test behind my back, but for our relationship to move forward, he needs to be 100% sure. After thinking for a couple of days, I agreed to do the test because I have nothing to hide. I have never cheated and never would. Once it's proven that he's the father, I'm ending it. I'll be leaving the same day and will do my best to be a cooperative co-parent. In the meantime, I'm coming up with my exit plan. I've lined up a place to live and have a lawyer to work out custody. I can't even tell my family or my friends right now because they would go nuclear, and my first priority is our child. I hope the test was worth it to him. I'm not asking for advice or reassurance or to explain his side. I'm just realizing this part of my life is now over. What a way to start the new year. I'll say, the problem is, as terrible as this will sound, I can understand it from both sides. I've heard too many stories where guys end up raising kids that aren't theirs, but when the woman has been faithful, it's only natural she'd feel betrayed by such a demand. It's a really ugly situation, but what I can't figure out is why Mason is only bringing this up now after so many months. There are a couple of updates, so let's see if we'll find out. Update 1. When I made the first post, I was so angry and planned to leave, but the anger was quickly replaced by hurt once I calmed down. I realized if I blindsided him like that, I would be doing the exact same thing he did to me when he asked for the paternity test. Anyway, we ended up talking. I told him that whatever came out of it, the paternity test was going ahead. I had already booked it. I basically asked him why and when he started having doubts. He said it started about a week before he asked to do the test. He was on his lunch break and was reading several articles on his phone. He clicked on one about a man who found out his 3 kids weren't his after like 20 years. This led him down a rabbit hole of podcasters and YouTube videos that encourage men to ask for paternity tests. While he thought those podcasters were idiots, he said that paternity was an exception. He said his reasoning was that some women have done this before and he wanted to be sure. He said, "You know it's yours because the baby comes out of you, but how do I know? The test gives me that assurance." I was hurt by that and explained how I felt. I said it may be a rational request for him, but for me, it was basically him saying he doesn't trust me. I told him I understand some women have tricked men into raising children that weren't theirs, but the fact he thought I would do that is what bothered me. I told him I was angry and had planned to leave. I admitted I even went looking into a lawyer, a co-parenting plan, and a new place to live. He was stunned that I would leave over something so small. I found that to be a weird kind of irony. I mean, he believed issuing an ultimatum about a paternity test and basically accusing me of cheating was somehow minor. I told him I was and still am really hurt by what he said, but if he needs this peace of mind, then we'll do it. He asked what about us, and I told him I didn't know. We did the test 2 days later and got the results back after 3 days. He opened it, and to my non-surprise, he's the dad. He was visibly relieved when he read the results, and I don't know why, but that hurt me more. It's been about 2 weeks since, and I feel miserable. I thought the results would be a source of relief, but they weren't. It's like a switch has been flicked. All I do now is cry, and I wasn't like this before. I've moved into the spare room. He was against this, but I felt I had to. Apart from when our son is awake, I'm sad all the time. I'm looking for a therapist, and he wants to do couples therapy. He has already booked a few appointments. He wants to move on, get married, and have more kids. He thinks our relationship is now stronger. I'm thinking the exact opposite. I don't know if I would say we're together. The physical affection is gone. We rarely talk about anything but the baby. It's awkward. I'm trying to find a way back to where we were, but I just can't. I'm going to try and fix our relationship, but I have a feeling it's a sinking ship. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, but if I'm not, I'm prepared to leave. I still have my exit plan in place with some additional preparations. Update 2. I left. Things have gone downhill, and under advisement, I can't really discuss it further until it's been settled in court. I guess I'm really a cautionary tale on what can go wrong. Please, if you have concerns with your partner, discuss them beforehand, especially before you have a child. Okay, I guess that's that. Either therapy didn't work, their relationship was too far gone, or something happened. I'm guessing that last one, or why else is OP being advised to not say anything? Can't say I'm surprised it turned out this way. Once trust is gone in a relationship, it's gone. Hopefully OP and her son can move on from this. Best of luck to them. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years and we were perfectly happy. 6 months ago, he started working out regularly and he has this new diet with no cheat days. He's really invested and spends a lot of time in the gym. I barely get to see him anymore. He's been asking me to join him and I stupidly thought he was trying to get us to bond. I go with him sometimes. I even got a membership, but it just sits in my wallet most of the time. An important detail to mention is my leg was severely injured in a car crash last year. I've had 3 surgeries and I'm waiting for a 4th. I can still walk and kind of run, but if I do, my knee really starts to hurt. I explained to him many times that ever since the accident, I can't keep up with him anymore. Working out together is something I can't do. He always gets upset and says I'm not even trying. He says that it'd be good for me if I push myself every now and then. I've also put on weight since the accident. Last week, he came and told me he doesn't feel attracted to me anymore because of this, and my apparent lack of motivation to do anything about it. He said intimacy feels like a chore, and unless I'm willing to change, he'll break up with me. I felt very scared and desperate. I cried and begged him not to break up with me and that I'll lose the weight. I'm definitely not skinny, but I wouldn't call myself fat either. I'm 177 centimeters and 85 kilos. He wants me to lose at least 5 kilos. He says he'll set more goals along the way, but that's my first one. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's better if we do break up because our priorities no longer align. If he's willing to dump me over this, then he's not the man I fell in love with. I just really hate to throw 2 years down the drain for something so petty. I guess I'm gonna be single soon. Don't know how to feel about that. You should feel relieved and excited by the prospect. It's not like you've put on hundreds of kilos, and it doesn't even sound like it's because you've been lazy. You were in an accident that limited your mobility. You can't help that. Does your boyfriend want you to be in agony while you work out? If he does, kick him to the curb. I say kick him anyway. He sounds like a tool. Let's jump into the update to see if she did. We talked it over today. He doesn't want to break up and regrets what he said. He was just frustrated that I'm not motivated to lose weight like he is. He said he loves me and is still attracted to me, but he admitted if I gained too much weight, he wouldn't be okay with it. I agreed to lose some weight, but I also told him we'll be working out individually. I'd like to have my own weight loss journey and set my own goals. I'll do it my way. We talked extensively about giving ultimatums in a relationship and how damaging that can be. He apologized and promised it won't happen again, and he'll respect my wishes not to work out with him. We agreed I'll share any and all progress with him, and he won't make any discouraging remarks. To be honest, the relationship is hanging by a thread. Also, to be honest, I kind of enjoyed the flicker of fear in his eye when I said maybe we should break up. After all, if he was willing to dump me over my weight, he clearly wasn't the one. That was when his tone changed. He was willing to compromise, and so am I. If losing a couple of kilos is that important to my partner, I'm willing to do it. Not the update most of you are hoping for, but I'm happy we've come to an agreement. I really didn't want us to break up, and apparently, neither did he. Yeah, I don't see this relationship lasting much longer. Whichever way you slice it, his ultimatum worked. OP has now agreed to lose weight, which isn't a bad thing per se. I just wish she'd come to that decision herself. Then again, maybe she needed a really big push to motivate her. Man, I really don't know how I feel about this one. What do you guys think? Was the boyfriend right or wrong to issue his ultimatum? Sound off in the comments. And with that, I'll end the video here. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.